What's up, party people? How you guys doing? It's Marshall Lee of DonkeyJawProjects.com, and this is day number 8 of 100 Days of Making Comics. And today, I did my stuff, alright? I did it. About 40 minutes of comics and 6 minutes of drawing environments. So, yeah, kind of bare minimum. Again, today I wasn't able to work on the trading card thing, which it's possible that I might get a little in tonight. I'm hoping I do. I got 2 mornings to get it fully inked so that I can get it scanned, because over the weekend I won't be able to scan it, and I won't even be able to. I'll have to. I mean, that's when I would like to color it. So, not looking good for getting done as quick as I'd like it to get done. But yeah, doing my best. Hopefully tomorrow and Friday I'll be able to get some good time in on it, and possibly a little bit tonight. We'll see. That being said, I'm excited about where things are going. Today I worked on a project called Resident Alien, the same one I was working on yesterday that I didn't tell you about. Mostly I didn't tell you about it because I hadn't confirmed that I was going to work on it. Now it's pretty much confirmed that I'm probably going to work on it for my next project. I'm still working on Lizard Brain and stuff. I got to finish the last page. I'm really close to done with that. As far as the initial penciling, I got to tighten up some of the pencils and then ink it. But so once that's done, then I got to do the cover, and I'm working on the gray tones. That's what I've mostly been working on these days lately. Finish up the gray tones, do the lettering. Still a good chunk of work to do on that. It's definitely my main focus outside of the anthology, which is also going well, and we're getting close to the last week here. So, get your pledges in. 100 Days of Making Comics.com. Today, I wanted to talk about just basically like research. I spend a lot of time like reading books and things like that, or listening to books, I should say. And I don't know, like I do a lot of like researching of like documentaries on YouTube and stuff, that kind of stuff. I try to find anything I possibly can that's either free or cheap, on the subjects that I'm interested in. And it's crazy, like I love researching. I love like going down these rabbit holes and looking into things, and I get a lot of inspiration from it. It's just this idea of constantly trying to learn, and with comics you have to reference so much with writing and with drawing. So I'm constantly researching when I'm not actually making the comics, and I'm trying to not make research, like that's not going to be what I count as my comic work. My comic work, in my opinion, has to be pushing forward a project, and sometimes even concept design and stuff like that. I hesitate to call my comic work, although that's what I have been for the last couple days. But you can kind of go down a rabbit hole with that too. So I try to. I mean, that's going to happen. You kind of have to. It does push forward the project, but sometimes you can go too far with that. Research even does arguably push forward a project. But, at the same time, I could research for the rest of my life and never get a comic done easily. So I don't want to go down that rabbit hole too far. There's a question that I always think of, and I don't know what the answer is, but like how much research is enough research? How much preparation for your comic as far as concept art is enough? When do you know you're going too far? Is it possible to go too far? If you do go too far, like, how do you make yourself be productive instead? And for me, what I'm realizing is I do want to produce a lot of stories. And so to do that, especially in this stage where I'm not making a living from it and I'm not, I only have myself as a resource at this point, for the most part, in general. I have to cut some things out that maybe I wouldn't like doing a ton of concept work, art, and doing like world building to a certain point where I feel comfortable to creating the actual book. I'll probably do like the bare minimum of that kind of thing as I move forward, and I kind of have done the bare minimum. Now, I think the more and more I do this, the more I get good at the more mastery I get at just drawing in general and at storytelling and writing and all this stuff. Some of those things will start to go quicker, and I can spend more time on the concept design and things like that. I'll also just get better at the concept design, so it'll become more streamlined anyways. So there's that. And then hopefully I'll get to a point where my creating these stories will provide some income, and then maybe I can hire somebody to do coloring or flatting, or hire somebody to do some of these things like lettering, or maybe I'll be able to get some collaborations where somebody else is writing and I'm doing just the artwork, that kind of thing, or where I'm writing and somebody else is doing the artwork. The resources will start to be more and more, hopefully, if I make able to make something of this and people read my stories and dig them. So then I can spend more time on the research and the concept design stuff, or who knows, maybe I can hire somebody to help me with that. There's all these different things. Anyways, but I tend to take, the DIY approach, especially now that I don't have a lot of other resources, besides myself, and my friends who help me out sometimes, which is awesome. And thank you so much, everybody who does help me out with encouragement. Thank you for the comments, by the way. A lot of people just being encouraging and stuff, and that's really cool and helpful. It helps me to keep going. I don't know. It's just something I'm thinking a lot about. I've been listening to, while I'm working my day job, I've been listening to lately The 10 Cent Plague, which is a really cool book about stuff that I'm really interested in, which is basically all the early comics, kind of before Marvel became what we think of Marvel today, with all the superheroes and stuff. I mean, there were superheroes, but, before that, they were doing a lot of other stuff, too. So it delves into romance comics, it delves into horror comics, crime comics, all the things that were popular before superheroes became the big mainstream thing in American comics. And it delves into, all the criticisms against comics and the politics and things that have tried to stop comics from having the creative freedom that we now, for the most part, enjoy. So it's really interesting. I totally recommend this book. If it's a little bit heavy-handed on some of the details with like the politics and stuff, which sometimes I get a little bored with. I mean, I'm interested in it, but the details get a little bit more than I like. But other than that, like especially the part when they're talking about like EC Comics and just other artists and creators and how they approach things, that's interesting to me. And also just the general politics and the way people thought back then and stuff is interesting to me. And I'm almost done with that, so it's really cool. And I recommend always researching all kinds of things. Never, constantly be researching, constantly be educating yourself. I don't know, that's what I do. And it's funny, I think about myself now, and, I always remember looking up to people who had knowledge about things beyond what I did and learning from them. And now there's been a lot of opportunities where I've been, kind of that guy, because I do look into a lot of different subjects. I like to look up documentaries on artists and writers and things like that, and all kinds of different things, publishing with comics, novels, all kinds of different mediums. And it's just interesting to me. It's a never-ending interest to me, and I just wish there was more audio out there teaching some of these things, because sometimes there's only books, and I don't have time to read the books that often. So, anyways, yeah, that's just a general thing I'm thinking about a lot today, and I'm really excited about the projects. I'm really excited about the anthology and getting that, taken care of, and everybody, all the like rewards and stuff. I can't wait to get this trading card finished, and to see everybody else's trading cards, and yeah, just so many exciting things. I wish I had more time to work on it these days, but that's all right. Hopefully I will, I'm trusting God to help me like make more time, and yeah. So anyways, really excited about all these projects. Hope you guys dig this video. Hope you got something from it. Keep researching. Let me know what you think about, researching for your comics and for your stories, and just educating yourself constantly. It's all, not only is it research to inform what you're creating, but it's also inspiration. The fact that I've been researching things like romance comics, like I would never in a million years would think I'd be interested in writing or drawing a romance comic or a Western comic or like a war comic. But now, because of the research I'm doing on the history of this stuff, I think it's amazing, and I'm researching all the artists who worked on those kind of books, and I'm totally interested in making all those kinds and more. So it's super inspiring. So, I mean, research, I can't say enough about it. So do that, yo. All right. Anyways, thanks for watching. Thank you for your likes, comments, and please subscribe, and I will talk to you tomorrow on day 9. Today's day 8. Signing out. Peace out.